Got a great jazz standard to play through for you today. This is Moonlight Becomes You from 1942, music by Jimmy Van Heusen, words by Johnny Burke. So I'll play through it to the best of my abilities, talk through some of the harmonies, and I will make sure I show the sheet music on the screen that I'm looking at so you know what I'm going off of here. Here we go. So that's our opening there. I really like the back and forth between the melody and the movement that takes place in my left hand here. You'll see here, my hands, they're not huge, they're not small, but even that octave and a third there, that C to the E natural, it's a bit of a stretch for even me. And I teach some people with smaller hands, and I just say you got to make sure you roll it. Your destination, in my mind, is always the top note. The bottom note is sort of like a grace note leading up to it. You might even have to do what I do here and crawl right at the edge, but keep an eye for that here. Wonderful chords there on the words with your hair. The chord progression up top doesn't do me too many favors. I kind of have to follow the sheet music to get the chords out the way I want. And then B flat major 7, then he makes it a B flat minor 7. Beautiful chords there. Here's a great chord that comes up a lot, this augmented chord. So we're in the key of F major. Our 5 chord would, of course, be a C7. Sound like this, wanting to go there. But here he makes it augmented, makes that G go up to a G sharp instead. Let's see where he goes with it, right back to where we started. Same stuff. A little different here. Takes us into the next section. There's another augmented chord, that F plus, you'll see. Another augmented chord. So, a little bit to unpack there. I told you we lead into it with this augmented chord, the F plus, and then I make him a B flat major 7. It doesn't say that in the music, but I like it. So add the A natural in. I make the bass go with these quarter note triplets, because it walks right up to that B flat anyway. Love that bass line, chromatic. And I like to make the suspension do a little bit more, so we have F, D, A, G. Well, actually, let's back up just a little bit. These chords right here, so we come from a B flat on the word wrong. We have E7 diminished here, so let's find that out. So we have E in the bass, D, G, and B flat. So it's essentially a G minor up top here, right? And an E in the bass. Great chord here, this G, G13. So look at that, G, F, B, E, G on top. Wonderful jazzy chord. Add that to your toolbox if you don't have it. Here's my suspension again. And then let's go on. Different chord there. Different here. nice, and we'll look at that ending in a second, but let's see how he changes it up this last time through the main melody here. I don't really like what he has here with the G flat and the D flat, so I avoid it and do what we did at the beginning with the I say, that kind of thing. This is different. Look at this here. So now he does a B diminish, and then he drops the whole thing down. Before, I believe he went, but now he's going, making the bass line move as well. That's the same right here. So you see, I pull out all those inner voices. Probably overdid it right there just to exaggerate, but I like when the end of a song drags on just for a moment longer. If there's a coda or there's just that tag at the end of a song that takes the audience just a step further, and that's a great example of that, just stretching out that ending just a touch longer right after this. So it's not just because there's moonlight, although moonlight becomes you. And listen to this ending here. I change him up a little bit. You can play any kind of stacked up F major chord at the end. I was amazed to learn that once you understand the fundamental chords, the different ways that you can spice up a basic triad. So here in F major, we have that. But I'm going to drop the F an octave, and then I'm going to add in, let's add in the second note here, G, and let's add in that major 7, which would be E natural. So we took it by just dropping this an octave, the F here, and adding in G and E. We've now changed this F major into this really spicy F major. You know what I mean? And to make it sound that fancy, all you do is you think of the piano in chunks just like this. So if I could give you any advice in the short amount of time I may have with you today, is to really break the piano down into just units of this right here, from C to B natural. So if I think about this chord I have here, E, G, A, C, with the F in the bass, of course, let's not forget him. That's what makes the chord what he is. Now, if I wanted to roll this, it's like copying and pasting, right? Take this. Well, my hand just did it once. Just take that whole unit, go up, make sure my thumb and pinky are in the right spot, in between's right. If you want, you can get that other hand involved in some way, and there you have a nice little jazz standard. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe for more like this.